And there we go. It would help if my mic was not muted. Welcome. Thanks so much, everyone, for joining in tonight. We're going to go ahead and get started here, let people start trickling in. And we're just going to be playing some Magic tonight. Figured it might be fun to just rock some Standard. Been having fun with some Goblin deck action I got going on. And yeah, then figured I'd get into a Lorwyn draft. There was a draft token on the shop for, I think it was like 10% off or something like that. So picked that up and thought it might be fun. Let's go ahead and get rocking into Standard here. So this was a second deck list that I tried to get. How's that now, Hunter? How do I sound? Any better? I'm rocking with AirPods, so the hat might be messing with it. There we go. Is that sounding any better? Hopefully so. I've got my eye on chat, so just let me know. Yeah, this was a deck list that I was kind of tearing up with. No, not sounding better. Robotic. Okay, give me just a second here. Any better at all now? Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, testing, testing. Testing. Any better? Let me try something. All right, testing now to see if this is any better. No, okay, it's not better. I don't know what is going on here. Give me just a second to try to figure this out. Testing, testing. Is this any better? Hopefully so. Went ahead and I think it was using the wrong microphone. So I went ahead and tried to update that. Hopefully it sounds better now. All right. Hunter says we're looking good. Awesome. All right. All right. There we go. Now we're into the other issues. Hopefully there shouldn't be any more, but just let me know if anything sounds weird. I think I figured it out for getting it going. But yeah, anyways, we're going to go ahead and start getting into some standard. There are issues now again. Still. What about now? I should have figured this out. Do you think the audio issues would be easier, especially when you're using just the same microphone as before? It's not my CPU processing power because that looks good. All right, trying this. Is this any better at all? No, it is not. All right, I switched microphones. Is this any better? All right, now we're going to go ahead and test to see if it works when I come back on camera. Okay, so now I'm back on camera. Arena's up. Is this still robotic? Okay, we're not robotic. We're in business. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. Sorry about the troubles there. Seems like we got it squared away. I think part of it might have been because Arena was still going for some reason. So I turned off the audio for Arena. All right. Thank you so much for sticking in there, Hunter. And anyone else who stuck around, thank you again. Let's go ahead now. Now that we're actually up and online, let's get into playing some games. So as I was saying before, this is a deck list I was trying out. I wasn't a huge fan of some of the changes. The only main difference here is just that the only spells really were Grub's Command, other than creatures, of course. I added some Requiting Hexes, which is a great removal spell early on, and then I added Seer, which is pretty good. Which I think I'll keep in Seer. I might change some copies of Requiting Hex in the main deck list, but there were some other goblins there that weren't quite doing it for me. So I'm just going to add Seer to the deck. Remove Shoot the Sheriff just because it's not that effective anymore. And remove one of these curse. Actually, I'll remove one of these. Yeah, one of the Curse Tossers, I think. Yeah, these are all the different decks I've got here, so I'm going to delete this deck list here, so I don't need it. I do have a Lizards deck, Hunter. I'm sure you'll be glad to see that. And then this was the first standard deck that I tried building myself, centered around kind of Rakdos the Muscle, but also Rakdos is a good part of that, but it was also just a big kind of Sephiroth and Sothera. Sothera I don't think ended up seeing much play overall. And then Avenger of the Fallen is also really good in this deck, just because you have so many creatures that end up in the graveyard. Bloodghast, of course. There's some good options there, but it's not super strong anymore. I need to tune it with some of the new changes there. And then a bunch of decks that are like tier 1 that I want to eventually build. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and play some Goblins and try to hopefully get closer to Mythic. I just hit Platinum the other day, so that's been cool. And we'll see what kind of what we get up to here. I'm going to turn my audio down, so I still have the audio up. Okay. Opening hand, it's okay. I do like Vial Smasher in this deck. There's a lot of the goblins, like Warlock and Housewhat Heavy here, are good for pinging. So I'll keep this hand, and we'll see what we're working with. How's everyone doing tonight? I know we saw some
new Marvel stuff and some Strixhaven stuff. That's kind of cool. We're getting the Mystical Archive back, which is really sweet to have. Come on. Looks like they're on Rakdos 2. This might be Lizards, though, because Restless Fence is seen in that deck. It's not really seen in this deck right now. Yeah, they're definitely Rakdos. Just what breed of Rakdos are we? And they're going to blow up, which is probably the right choice. It's a constant pinger in this deck, but we usually persist pretty well against removal. Okay, so they're Mardu? Rats. Okay. Interesting. All right, put this out on Goblins. And we will get the... Should we get Kranko out first? He makes it pretty hard to... I don't think so, no. I think we'll go with the Curse Crafter here. Go into combat. And just swing with this guy just to try to go ahead and get some... We'll get our speed up one way or another, if it dies or not. Yep. And then we'll play the Boggart, because it's a good blocker, and it'll remove something once it dies. Not too shabby. Hunter, what do you think about all the new spoilers and such? Okay, so they just might be get lots of creatures out. I wonder if they're working off of changelings a little bit, just because of rats entering. All right, we got the Curse Crafter removed, which is unfortunate, but we will be a-okay. We're gonna go ahead and remove that, and we're gonna remove this the headliner. Realistically, I probably should have blocked Skitter, but we got 2 for 1 basically. I think now we'll go ahead and get up Kranko. Come on, Arena. And we'll just swing in since they can't block. And now we have a bunch of mana. Let's go ahead and explore. Try to protect the heavy if we got a non-creature on top. Quandrix seems super fun. Which one is Quandrix? Is that the Izzet? That's the Izzet guild, correct? Or not guild, but I guess the Izzet school. Or is that the green-blue one? Simic. I don't know what they're running off of. Okay, it's the Simic one. I don't think I saw too much of that one. Thank you, Scar, my wife, in the chat. Alright, so we ended up getting the Cursed Crafter back anyways, so I think we'll probably take this, and the opponent has had enough. Prismari's Is It and can burn in hell. Okay. I am not a big Is It guy. I do like the... I'm terrible at remembering the names for the schools in Strixhaven. Let me just pull them up here from the spoilers today. Okay, yeah, the Zimone precon, that one's pretty cool. Yeah, cares about the X spells. Of course, that's something you would like. The white-black is the one that I probably go to the most, but then Golgari is also one that I could go for, especially if it's a sacrifice deck, which is an archetype that I do quite adore. And I was saying in our Discord earlier, which if anyone wants to join our Discord, constant lists on Patreon. Joining that will go ahead and get you access to our Patreon, the constant Patreon, and help support the channel and all our future endeavors. Much appreciated, but ooh, okay. So I think we'll probably wait to put out the Curse Tosser and just sit out a turn. So I do love to play Vial Smasher before playing any of the outlaws here, which Warlock is an outlaw. Okay, so we'll go ahead and play out a mountain and play the Smasher. Math is... sure, math is fun. I like the math when I'm not the one who has to calculate it. And we'll behold Vial Smasher. We have him. We'll ping, and we'll swing in for 3. They might have removal, but it's okay. Running a lot of creature lands. Okay, I see. Well, we're not gonna abide that. We'll kill the Hydra. And we will go ahead and do... actually, we'll wait. We'll just move through combat and hit. We'll swing. Probably hold up removal, because we can remove the Curse Tosser with Requiting Hex, which will gain us 2 life. And we can get rid of something with mana value 2 or power 2 or less. So pretty versatile, which is an interaction that I really like. Come on, Naste, what you got for us? Alright, they're going to crack a Fabled Passage, A-okay with us. Only thing I don't like about Cinder Strike is it is... okay, so they are allies. But Requiting Hex will not help us deal with it all. So Aang is too big. That we can get rid of, though. We'll let them Earthbend, and then we will mana value 2 or less, Blight here, and we'll attack here. They'll get Aang back. Aang transformed, but that's A-okay with us. We can remove Aang. Make our goblins a little bigger, and we'll Blight, 1 onto Vile Smasher, I think. And swinging for 3. Allies is one of those decks I have not exactly figured out how to deal too much with. But we can another target goblin. So we can make, I think what we'll do here is we just need to get in for damage. I think what we'll do is we're going to blight onto the bomber to get some extra bodies. And then unfortunately, I do think we are going to pay a red here, swing in with the Smasher. He'll get sacrificed, but if we can make it to the next turn, I think we can win this. What is this here? Put a count if it's 3 or more sacrifice. Okay, so he'll just get super big. But I don't think it's going to matter too much. So we can chump a little bit of it. Yeah, we don't even have to chump. We can just take this and we'll be A-okay. And we can go ahead and activate this here, give sour bread, and just to go ahead and just sour it on up. Blight here, and we'll just swing in. Easy GG. That was a weird deck. That was like allies, but it was landfall. I don't think I've seen a deck quite like that. Which, good thing, bad thing, I don't know. But one thing is for sure, we beat it. All right. This is a pretty good hand. We Curse Tosser and then Sear Slicer. Yeah, we've got a really good curve here. We just need to pull some extra land. But I think we'll be okay. Opponent does go first. We're on the draw. So we could draw into... What we want to see is probably Vile Boggart. Just because that is really good at getting rid of... Exactly, Hunter. That is probably why it lost. Okay, they've got... Ooh, that is not great. That's going to get rid of a lot of our dies triggers. But we might still be able to get around it. We have no enchantment removal in the main deck just because it's not super frequent. I haven't seen a Leyline of the Void a bit. I think we will remove the Cub here instead of playing the Bomber. We actually probably could have attacked into it and see if they blocked. I doubt they would have because Badgermole Cubs never block, but you never know. All right, they've got a Mutavault. We will get a Cavern of Souls, and then let's go ahead and swing in. They'll block. We'll go ahead and put out the Sear Slicer Goblin. And then we will get out the House Squad Heavy. Stay back with the Goblin. Speed 2. They do have a good amount of mana. Absolutely the right choice there, but we'll see what we can do. This is going to be terrible here because our stuff does not die. So we'll just pump our goblins up. And there's no point in staying back for blocks because they're so small. And they have no cards in hand, so I think we'll just swing in. They'll probably block with the Cavern of Souls. Ooh, okay, double blocking the slice. Gotta be honest, did not expect that. That's my bad. But I think we will just take it like this just because they forced our hand there. That is a bummer, but oh well. If they don't draw anything game-breaking here, I think we'll still take it. Does this activate? Okay, we can only activate creature. We can only use it to use creature spells. Okay, but we can kill the elves, and we'll get in for lethal regardless. What does this do? Yeah. Oh no, they could. I should have rethought of that because yeah, they can have a 4/4 blocker with the core. I should have read that card. And Mutavault too. I've honestly never known what Mutavault does. So again, that is kind of a my bad situation there. However, they still could turn the core into a 4/4. So I think we'll just swing for 2 in the air. All right, what'd you draw? Nothing of importance, and they will scoop it up, and we'll take the win. And then we go to... Okay, we're almost at Platinum 3. Once we hit Platinum 3, I'll probably go ahead and start the draft. Everything still sound good from my end? Just making sure. I'm sure you'd let me know. I just want to make sure. I think we'll move me over to here. There we go. Awesome. Glad to hear it. This is okay. I don't want to mulligan too much because this is a good hand. We just don't have a 1-drop. If we don't get a land drop, or a 1-drop, sorry, I'll put out the Blood Crypt tapped. I hate shocking in standard just because 20 life is so much different than 40 life. You really need it as much as possible, I find at least. I'm glad that we have more dual lands in standard that you have the option of, so you could choose, but I don't know. Alright, what are we waiting for here? They're still choosing if they're going to keep. Mulligan once. I do like these avatar sleeves. Alright. No. Oh, yeah, we're on the play anyways. Alright, yeah, we're just going to play the Blood Crypt tapped and pass. And okay, now we get the 1-drop, of course. Which we will go ahead and do a mountain, and then we will play the Boggart. Because we really want to get the attack trigger when the Seer Slicer Goblin comes in. Any way we can do that is great. Animation, if you touch the horse, Joshua, it is throws an apple at him. He's just a cutie. Alright, let's go ahead and swing in with the Boggart and play the Goblin. Our stuff does come in. Oh, I missed the authority of the consoles, but that's okay. We just need bodies out. We can mitigate that life loss pretty easily. Alright, it's back on us again. We'll play the House Squad Heavy. And stuff comes in tapped, but we'll still be able to swing in with everything else. Or at least the 1/1 Goblin here. It's not going to quite mitigate the life loss, but it does help. Probably swing with the Boggart as well. So they're probably not going to get a haster out. So we'll swing for 2. And we'll connect, speed up to 2. I missed a groundhog in the bottom left. Alright, they're not drawing anything, which is pretty good for us. Ironically, I think we are going to do Krenko. It's going to gain them a lot of life, but we're going to get a lot of bodies. And if we can get the Goblin Lord, then that'll be even better. We'll swing in with these guys. They could have a split up. They could be waiting for that. Oh, or they can do that. And we'll mostly be out of the game from there unless we can draw some more creatures. Or we can get Grub's Command. Of course. Okay, Elspeth. We can kill one of these. Yeah, if we had the Boggart Mischief out, we would have done pretty good there. And that's why you don't overextend. Right. If you do create a token, all right. So we have something here that we can do. We'll just get all these out just because. I don't think we're going to do too hot in this match, but we'll see. We will now outgain life from our goblins dying, at least. Entering, not so much. What is the point of this here? That hurt. Alright, if we can get a Grubs command. What did I tell ya? Okay. We will... Are these artifacts? They are artifacts. We probably want to destroy that. Just because it's going to get them value. And then we'll mill 5. And there's no point in keeping blockers, but we probably will... her ultimate doesn't actually matter too much. We'll just swing in directly. Start chipping in for damage while we can. They'll probably start keeping blockers up now, is my guess. Oh no, we lose. Yeah, no, GG. Well, we tried. Yeah, we overextended a little bit, and that Day of Judgment really screwed us up. But what are you going to do? All right, we'll go for one more and start drafting. Manos 87. This is okay. We are on the draw, so we could get a 1-drop. Yeah, we'll keep it. Tiny Bones. No 1-drop, but that's okay. I love the arena animations here. This is probably my favorite one for animation. No, the Murders at Call Manor I think is my favorite for animations on the screen. I don't think we have to worry too much about counter spells here, so we'll do the Eclipsed Realm. And we'll put out... Do we want to kill Tiny Bones? No, his effect isn't too great. And we'll just put out a 2/3 Death Touch here. And see if they have removal for it. But we do have an outlaw, so they can't shoot the sheriff us. It looks like they are going to want to remove it. We're quitting Hex. Yeah, pretty good. Probably would have been better off with the Sea Slicer Goblin, but they may have just removed it anyways. But it's good that they don't get that from us now. Alright, so we'll go ahead and put out the Cavern of Souls. And I guess just put out the Goblin Sear Slicer and see what they got. We'll probably just kill Tiny Bones. Draw a card, discard a card, beginning of upkeep. If there are 14 or more cards, you may transform and play cards from graveyard if it's transformed. They threw away an Ugin. Jesus, okay. That is a little scary. We can't double spell here. We don't have goblins in the graveyard, so Grub isn't that great for us. So I think we'll just play Blood Crypt tap, save our life, and play the Dropkick Bomber. But we can't attack in because they will block and kill the goblins, so we'll pass. But we can give the goblin flying on our next turn. It just dies. Does it die in combat damage? Yeah, that sucks. No blocks. We'll take 4. Big cards 4. Five now. Usually they'll tell you on the card if there's 14 or more. Alright, they'll mill 3. We have no graveyard hate in this deck, unfortunately. So you just don't main deck a lot of that stuff in best of 1. Okay. We can kill Emmett Selch, which is probably the right call here because it has Vigilance. What's this here? Return all land cards graveyard tapped. Yeah. I think we'll Blight onto the Bomber. Do they have a response? No. Good for us. Okay. And then I think we will get Grub out. We don't get anything back, but we'll be able to start making copies. And we'll start making copies of the Sear Slicer. If it wasn't so goblin themed, I would probably throw, and if it was on Arena, like if I have a commander deck that put together 4 Grub, but one thing you could do is you could put in the Master Multiplied, and then you don't sacrifice the tokens, but it's just one slot that isn't that great for something that just is so narrow. But you could do it. Grub is my girl, Greg. Mill 4 cards, put a creature land among them. Okay. That's A-okay with us. Hopefully they don't get another Emmett Selch, because then they've got 14 in the yard, and they do have an Ugin in there, which is gross. We will pay to transform, put out a Blazemire Verge, and I think we will Sourbread Auntie. We will Blight 2 onto the Auntie. They can attack here if they want. We're going to Blight onto the Auntie here. And we'll just kill one of the tokens we made. Alright, so we'll kill Lewin. We'll lose Grub either way, unfortunately. But we did get rid of a pretty decent possible threat there, at least. Maelstrom Pulse sucks. Alright. We need to start gaining some life here, and we will kill this Curse Crafter. It's done too much. We'll just pass. It's an interesting matchup. What you got for us, Manos? You don't have green mana, so you can't do Esper Origins. They could be making treasures, though. Well, no, I guess because they needed the mana. And they don't have it. Sure, we'll take a basic. We'll get a. Oh, we'll get a mountain so we can activate Dropkick Bomber, I guess. Grabs command, baby. All right, what do we want to do here? We want to make a copy of the Dropkick Bomber and mill 5 probably. Yeah, I think that's the move. Pretty good hit. I'm surprised they kind of blocked there, but I guess they don't have the green mana. Right? I guess they can filter in for mana, but now is probably when I would flashback Esper Origins. Oh, that sucks. That sucks. That's okay. I only collected evidence. What are they going to get rid of? Grub? Grub's command. Oh, that really sucks. Oh, that sucks so bad. We'll see if we can come back from this. What's the mana value of this? 2? Oh, this sucks. We need like our other seer. House Squad Heavy would be great. We have 2 other Dropkick Bombers. We just need to draw them. Oh, that deadly cover-up sucked. Sandman, is this? Okay. And that is GG's, unfortunately. Yeah, we could not pull back from that. Oh, that's rough. Yeah, I was fine with getting our stuff blown up because we had the Grubs command. And then they got rid of the Grubs command. Oh, that's unfortunate. Okay. Alright. That's enough standard work. Goblins is fun here, but I think they're not considered like a tier deck. If anything, they're going to be like tier 4, maybe tier 3 in the standard. But we'll go ahead and start drafting and see what we can do in the ranks there. We'll go ahead and go into a draft lobby here. All right. Thank you, Sir Lux. I appreciate it. All right, let's see what we can draft up. I'd love to go for goblins again. Or not goblins, sorry, elves. Yeah, that's the thing with goblins is that really good at getting... I mean, if I had my pieces out like... I forget the name of the card, but the Drainer... that is really good for board wipes because it usually means even if they board wipe us, we'll still win. Even the Curse Crafter, pretty good at that because it'll still just deal damage. Oh well. I want to do elves, is what I meant to say for the draft. I'd love to do elves again. I did Kithkin on my last one, and that was pretty fun, but didn't end up taking anything. Alright, what do we got? Aurora Awakener as a rare, or a mythic rather, which is pretty good. If we go for Vivid, which we could. Feed the Flames, removal. We probably want to go for bombs first though. So I think we'll take the Aurora Awakener and see where we go from there. Alright, and then from here, what do we got? Blightrot, which is really good removal, and this would put us in green-black, which would be really good for elves. And Blightrot is just really good removal. Instant speed, put 4 -1/-1 counters is a really good rate, and something that Hunter has talked about, something you really haven't seen at that mana, or the speed rather even. Kind of torn here, because we could go here. This is pretty good for limited here, but I think we're going to go with removal and see where that takes us. Okay. So we've got Mutable Explorer, which we'll probably end up taking. Endblaze Epiphany is good. If you can generate the mana for it. But I think the Mutable Explorer is probably the better pick here, and it keeps us in these 2 colors. So I've not had good experience with adding a 3rd color here in Draft, or Sealed rather, at all. We do have Protection here, but I don't know if we need to worry about that just yet, because we don't know exactly what we're doing here in the deck so far. But Mutavault gives us a changeling, 2 changelings really rather, and so I think we'll take that and see where we go. Okay. And now, yeah, I think we're definitely looking at going into elves, because we've got the Moon Vigil Adherence. +1/+1 for each creature you control in each creature card in your graveyard, which is really good, especially with elves being like a very graveyard-focused deck. This did actually pretty good in my Kithkin deck that I put it in as well. So I think that's what we'll end up taking. Really good for a common. It's 4 mana. Don't really have anything in the 4 mana slot. I think we'll end up taking that. We do have some removal here, but I don't know how good that's going to do. Dawn's Light Archer is also a pretty good pick. Flash and Reach. But I think we're going to take the Adherence, and I think we're pretty locked into green at least. Whether it's going to be Elves or Golgari is something we've yet to see. Probably, but we'll see. Okay, so we've got a special guest here. This creature or another elemental you control enters. Look at the top card of your library. Do I take this for the collection? No, Vault isn't towards. But this Prisma Basher does get us some more Vivid payoff. +X/+X until end of turn, X is the number of color. So you could even just give 2 creatures +2/+2 until end of turn. It's not terrible. I think we'll take this. It's 6 mana, so it's a lot up there with Aurora Awakener as being in the high mana slot. So we'll probably have to pick between 1 or 2 of those. One of the 2 of those. We'll take the Great Forest Druid here for some mana fixing. Nothing else here really shines out to me. Dream Caesar's alright, but Heirloom Monty's also pretty good here. But I think green has seemed pretty open from these picks. Green and black has seemed open from the pools so far. We'll have to see what we get when it comes back around to us. But I do like the Great Forest Druid here. 2 mana dork. We'll pick that. And then here, I'm probably going to go. Not too much flying. Go with the Bioval Boggart. It's a creature, it's a body, it's something in their graveyard that helps with the Moon Vigil Adherence, and it is possible removal here, so a pretty good pick there. Safe pick, at least. Okay. Do we take another Great Forest Druid? Then we're like really solid on mana. That actually lets us pick our... Okay. We could go Chaos Spirit, because that gives us red for Vivid. No, we're going to go for the Great Forest Druid, and we'll see what Pack 2 gets us, I think. Okay. Bogslither's Embrace, this is an instant pick here. One of the best commons in the set, I think. Blight 1 or pay 3, so it's either 2 mana or 5 mana. Exile target creature. Really good. Yeah, there's... The Gnarlbark Elm is also really good, but I think the Bogslither's Embrace just edges out. For this here... Another creature... Yeah, we're pretty creature heavy here, so I think we'll go with this Crossroads Watcher. At least so far, we're creature heavy. Go for the basic land. Yeah, we'll get the Crossroads Watcher. It's the auto pick anyways, and then the Barbed Bloodletter. Okay, pack number 2. Oh, we got Bloodline Bidding, which is really good here. Greater power amongst giants you control. Aurora's a giant. Elemental. Yeah, we're not going to go for this Pummeler for hire. Shimmer Creep also pretty good. But we haven't actually seen the Vivid payoffs here that our high mana slots into. So I think because we are going to be creature-based heavy, I think we're just going to snap pick the Bloodline Bidding. And I think that's going to be pretty good for us because we'll get some pretty good recursion if it gets to late game, or we can evoke it out. I think that's the way to go. We're definitely in red-black or green-black though. See, this is another tough choice. Do we take another one of these removal spells, or do we go for this Gnarlbark Elm, which is really good? This is also removal with a body. Do we have some blighting? We have a little bit of blighting, right? We have the Bogslith's Embrace. So we could get counters on this again. Also, Chomping Changeling is also pretty good. But I think we need to pick a creature type if we are going to go for the... If we did go for the Bloodline Bidding. So I think we'll go for Chomping Changeling. Artifact and Enchantment removal there, pretty good. And then for this one, now we're seeing some options that we've got for Vivid. We've got the Prideful Feastling or the Reaping Willow. The Reaping Willow is one of my favorites here, just because you get recursion if you can continuously put counters back onto it. We're not Kithkin, so that doesn't matter here. Red, nothing super great here to convince me to splash it in yet, but I think the Reaping Willow is probably what we'll do. All right, and then on this one here, I do like that Curse Crafter, but we're not in red. I don't think we're doing it yet. I think we're solidly black and green for right now, with splashing in a little bit of these hybrid costs. I think we want to go for this Eulogist, though. I know I said we need to focus on creature types. What have we got? Elf. We've got some... we got Kithkin. I want to try to go elf here, so we'll go Dawnhand Eulogist. And speaking of elves, we've got the Vinebred Brawler, which is awesome. Makes another elf bigger during combat. It's a 4/2 that has to be blocked too. If you can pump it up at all. There's another thing that gives +5/+5 to a target elf for 5 mana though. We're not going to Kithkin. Oh, the Lisa Lana Informant, sorry. I think that's... Yeah, Surveil for 2 mana on a body. Pretty good. Should we get the Morningsong Aria? No, not at all. We'll probably go for another Dawnhand Eulogist. Solidifying Elves. And then... Oh, hey, buddy. My cat. We'll go for the Dose of Dawn Glow, and let me just let my cat out of the room real quick. All right. Probably get Shimmer Creep here. We'll get another Bogslith's Embrace. This one that's been coming up here. Oh, thanks, Ian. Thanks for tuning in here. I think we're not doing Goblins, Ian, just to make you happy. Just for you. Nothing great here. We'll just take this Changeling. Same thing here. We'll just get this Changeling. and the Runaway Together, which we will just slot into the sideboard because we don't want it. All right, pack number 3. What do we want here? Probably go for the Dawn's Light Archer. So I don't see any solid removal here. I mean, we have these 2 here, but I do want to focus on getting elves a little bit more just because we do have the Bloodline Bidding, and we've got 2 Dawnhand Eulogists, so we don't want too many tree folk. So I think we go with the Archer. And then, oh, okay, yeah, this is good. Nameless Inversion is a solid Magic card, especially for this limited format. I want to take the Shadow Urchin so bad. I want to take this so bad, but I can't. The Dawnhand Eulogist art it's just so good. Evan Fong, I don't know if Evan Fong has worked in this space too much here, but I love their work. All right, we're not getting a 3rd Dawnhand Eulogist. I'm just not doing it. But I will take a 2nd Dawn's Light Archer. So having a flash reach is never a bad thing. All right, for this here, I probably want to do the Grove Guide. Or we could, it's a tough choice between the Grove Guide or the Informant here. I think I'm going to go with the Grove Guide for the top end, and we can also make it 2/2. I think I'm going to do that, but that could be the wrong choice. Oh, okay, yeah. We made the right choice going into black-green. We've got the Morkant's Loyalist here, which is a really awesome Lord, and it's a payoff for this dying. You can return an elf to your hand. Quitter? Hunter, how? How am I a quitter? For not getting the oof? I listen, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I could not do it. We'll take the removal. God, this Bog Slither's Embrace. I don't know why people aren't drafting this. It is so good. We're solid on removal, though. We have, what, 3 of these now? We probably aren't going to put all of them into the deck. Oh, for not getting the Dawnhand Eulogist number 3. Listen, I understand. But she's 4 mana. It's a hard choice to go for 3 of the same 4 mana. I guess we don't have to put it in the deck, but oh. All right, we've got a play set of Bog Slither's Embrace in our deck here, and I'm going to take it. That's true, Ian. It did help. For this here, I'll take the Gnarlbark Elm. Since there's nothing else that's really great in this pack. We'll take the Sneakling. That helps our Vivid count and is a good body to have. All right, there you go. Number 3, Dawnhand Eulogist. Number 30. Spell Snare. And a Moonglove Extractor, which is actually a pretty good last pick. All right, now we go to picking the deck. We're definitely going to be in Golgari, if it wasn't clear. And let me just switch over to this view just for editing purposes. We're going to take out the Spell Snare. We might not go the Vivid route, though, too much with a lot of the hybrid mana. I do like this Sneakling, though. He's so good. Probably drop the Boggart and this Barbed Bloodletter. I don't think we need 4 of these Embraces, so we'll drop 1 of them. Go for 3. Great Forest Druid, really good. Just 1 of them, because we're not going out into too high of a mana value. What's our curve kind of looking like here? Yeah, it's not super high. So, alright. Draw a card, lose 1 life. So we got a Phyrexian Arena here, basically. But you have to attack with it. No haste, no evasion. So at best, you're probably getting 1 card for a life on this one. It's probably not super great. Crossroads Watcher, it's a Kithkin, so we don't want it too much. I actually don't think we want it at all. 10 the Sprigs is something we probably don't want too much of, or at all, again, like I said. We're going to get rid of these Perchers, just because we don't actually want it. You got 2 at most? 2 at most of what? Alright, we gotta cut 3 cards. Dawn's Archer is a lot for 3 mana. I don't know if we'll have mana open for it a lot of the time, so we'll probably just drop 1. Dose of Donglow is something I probably don't want to either. It's a cool card, but I don't know that we're going to need it. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think like in the right deck, like if you pair that with, what is it here, the Vinebred Brawler, you could make it a little bit more resilient there. Make it a 4/2. And then the Vinebred Brawler has to be blocked. So yeah, you could go about it that way and get a little bit more resilience there. I don't think the Shimmer Creep is something we want to do, because it's not enough early on at 5 mana. We have the Stoic Grove Guide, which we would probably want to do instead at 5 mana. So we'll probably drop the Shimmer Creep, because it also doesn't help with the Bloodline bidding. Neither does Aurora Awakener or Prisma Basher, to be fair. But these do have a little bit of better payoffs, especially the Aurora Awakener, which is a huge bomb. So I think we'll go with 41 cards, because that is my tendency. I always like to go a little bit more on the... but here, I think we probably want... We want more swamp than we want forest. So we'll probably... Oh, I guess we have more. We have 9 swamps, 8 forests. We've got our mana fixing here with Great Forest Druid. We've got our removal here. Great Forest Druid and Lisalon Enforcement and Mischievous Sneakling are our better 2 drops. What else do we have? We have... I guess we have this thing at mana value 2. You get something that gives Wither, but I don't know if it's super valuable. Besides, we're creature-based, so we don't want too many artifacts. Just having an artifact just worsens things. I do like this Reaping Willow. We don't have anything to give it extra counters aside from Bogslither's Embrace. We can start giving it counters. But yeah, I think this is the deck we'll run. And we'll go ahead and see how it does on the ladder. Alright, let's see if we can get some wins in. Building the deck is one thing, actually winning with it is another, as we all know far too well. Oh boy. We're on the draw. We have removal and then a 3-drop. That's not happening until later. That's not even happening until too much later. Oh. Alright, we'll keep it. We'll see how it goes. Alright. We got a Mutable Explorer in the hand, so now we can get a Mutavault. We'll probably do that before the Changeling. Oh, no. We'll do the Changeling first, because we want to blow that thing up. Actually, we don't even have to use the Changeling to blow it up. We can just... When what? We just see if they use it. Because this is an instant? Yeah. And we'll blow it up. Try to, at least. See if they have anything. No counters, at least. No blue. Alright, so they're goblins. I'm getting a taste of my own medicine. It dies. Okay. I think we want to start ramping a little bit, so we'll play out the Mutable Explorer. And we can do what? We can pay 1 mana to make it a 2/2? Okay. I didn't realize the Mutavault was that good. I figured, because a lot of the man lands, you have to pay like 3 or 4 to. I think we will jump here. What does this do when you... Okay, it just pumps up. Okay. No artifacts enchantments, so we want to save the Changeling. We'll put out the Gnarlbark Elm. Yeah, I didn't realize how good Mutavault is. I thought, because, like, you have, like, Soulstone Sanctuary, which you have to pay, like, 4 mana into to make it a creature. Which never feels that good. We did miss a land drop there, I think. Alright, unfortunately, we will just take 6 here. Oh, that sucks. Okay. Alright, I think we're just going to pass here. We could have get... No, because we want to keep this... Because it doesn't have Vigilance. That's what some of the manlands now have. An advantage is they have Vigilance. Which... I guess we could have swung in for 2, but... We'll get the Dawn's Light Archer as a surprise blocker here. We have more cards in hand than them, which is good. And now we have a target for the Changeling. It looks like they have interaction of some kind, but we're going to block the Wretch. They might blight onto it, which would suck because then it just comes back. Okay, interesting. But they'll... Yeah, they kind of messed that one up a little bit there, but that's okay. It happens. We'll put out this Changeling and blow up the Dagger. And pass to the opponent. No, we'll get him for 2. We'll take 2 here. No, we'll just block. We're too low. We're not doing great at the mana advantage, though. Let's go ahead and Surveil. Swamp on top? Do we want that? Yes, because then we can do Prisma Basher. But our mana value, our Vivid count is only 1, so it's not that great. I think we'll still keep it though, because we also could use the third black for Reaping Willow. That's tough. It happens. But we'll take another 2, alright. Alright, we'll play this out. We'll swing in for 2, leave this up as a blocker so we can possibly surveil. Unfortunate that we didn't get the Eclipse Elf. Oh no, I wouldn't want counters going on to the Reaping Willow. What do we have? Mana value 3. Mana value 3 or less onto the battlefield. Oh, we can get a Mutable Explorer. Ooh, get another Mutavault. Okay. Yeah. No, that's the wrong. Oh. No. We made the wrong choice. By accident. My audio might be messed up now. How's audio now? Is it still good? I messed up a lot there. That's what I was thinking. Like when I looked in the graveyard, Mutable Explorer was there, so I figured it would be towards on that side when it came back through, but no. Alright, we'll just leave back blockers. That fucking sucked. I probably shouldn't swear too much on here, but that really sucked. Alright, thank you. Alright, glad that I still sound good. Alright, well, we got a good... I think what we'll do here, try to recover, is we will play out the Prisma Basher. Oxal's Embrace, okay, it's a sorcery. Play out Prisma Basher. And we will target Reaping Willow, the Enforcer, and the Changeling. Bump them up quite a bit. And of course we tapped wrong because we could have made the Mutavault into a creature, but you know, what are you going to do? When Arena messes up for you, you don't even get that choice to... Alright, what kind of trick do they have here? Nothing. No trick? No trick. And we'll gain back 5, so we'll go up to 15. It's not too shabby. Now we have a 6/6 blocker, and has trample. And opponent has scooped it up. So even past the big screw up of choosing the wrong creature to reanimate, we still went up to silver 2. We did have fun in that match. Not bad for a game 1. I think the curve was a little bit rough there, but on a first game, it's hard to know if the deck is wrong. We'll just go for a game 2 and see if we run into any other problems here. All right. We've got. This is all right. We've got a 2-drop, 3-drop, 2 3-drops. We can get the least Alana Informant Surveil. Low on lands, so that could end up hurting us, but we'll try it. Give me just a second here, folks. All right. Okay, we drew a 3rd land, which is good. So we'll go ahead and put out the forest. Land draw was wonky. Yeah, I thought the same thing. We were a little bit low on lands, but the Mutavault Explorer actually helped a lot with that. Play out the swamp, and we'll play out this Lysalon Informant, Surveil 1, see what we got on top. This is actually better off in the graveyard than not, so we'll throw the Stoic Grave Guide into the yard. So then we can make a 2/2 for 2 mana. Not terrible. As I don't know if we're hard casting that at any point here. Well, I say that, but we're getting the mana we need. So if we play out the Loyalist, we can possibly trade with the Mystic if they feel like blocking. Or we can just kill it. I think we'll start off, we'll do the Swamp. We also could get a 1/2 out. But I think we'll just do the Loyalist and offer them a trade. They will not take it. Go down to 16. They're going to kill the Loyalist, bounce it. Alright, so they're Elementals. What do I have to worry about with Elementals? They have solid removal because they're in red. Yeah, I think they do want to blow up my Loyalist, which is unfortunate. But we do get the Grove Guide back, I guess, as a benefit there. We will not block. What is the benefit here? It's +2/+0 and Vigilance. Creature. Okay, I see. Should have played that before combat. Alright, we'll play out a forest. And I think we will probably just blight 1 onto the Informant and get rid of this nuisance. And then I think we're going to actually hold back with the Informant because it's a good blocker. It won't trade with the Mystic anymore. Oh, do they have a Spell Snare? Okay, no. So we'll swing in with the Loyalist, I think. And then hold this up as a blocker to Surveil. We need that 5th land. Glamourmite. Ooh, okay. So untap the Mystic to block the Loyalist. That doesn't help us at all. Okay, sure. Go to damage, and we'll return the only legal target, which is the... Oh, I guess... No, wait. Wait, what? Oh, because it... Yeah, because it died. Well, we'll return the Lysalon Informant then. And we get a Swampy. We do have that 5th land on top, which is really good. And we will pass. And we're just going to take 4 here, I think. And then flash out this Sneakling. Unless they have the Spell Snare to counter it. They do not. Do they have removal? No, they do not. Okay, swamp. Play out this informant, surveil 1 again. We want that 6th land now. Get closer and closer to this Vivid for this Aurora Awakener. I really want to see that payoff. Reaping Willow. Actually, I think we will keep, even though it's not a land. And then play out the Gnarlbark Elm. No, they're really into combat tricks, so I think we're going to stand back until we can get out the Prisma Basher. And they're going to kill the Elm anyways. So it didn't matter. But it was a target to get off our back. No, not the Sneakling. Don't kill my Sneakling. Okay. We'll take 2. Not that we have a choice. Okay. We're going to play out the Reaping Willow. They could counter it. I think they have mana for Glendalendra's Answer. Come on, opponent. All right, there we go. All right, we got a body out. We got a 1/4 lifelink, and we will hold back because we want blockers. No, please, please, please. I wasn't actually crying there. I was just coughing. I say as I am just crying. We could have had a vivid count of 4. But we will. I think we'll just play out the Basher. And then we'll give +3/+3. Maybe not yet. Maybe we'll play out. We'll do this Stoic Grove guide. Get out of 2/2. It's a little slower game. Alright. Oh my god, we can Aurora Awakener now. But do we bait that out? No, let's see if they have the counterspell. The Aurora Awakener is the last thing we want to get countered. See? Old Zach knows what he's doing. Alright, we need to start chipping in for damage. Surveil. We'll keep that on top. Alright, they're starting to put out their big mana stuff, so I think it is going to be Aurora Awakener time this next turn, unless we... No, don't kill. Don't kill. Okay, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. We'll take 6. Alright, we need something good off this Aurora Awakener. Let's see what we get. We'll choose all 3. Surveil away this swamp. But I think we die either way. Yeah, we're gonna die either way. Oh, that's unfortunate. They just had so much removal. Losing out on the Reaping Willow was really rough because we could have really used that life gain. Unfortunate. You win some and you lose some. Let's see if there's anything in the deck that we want to change out now. I think... I mean, we were doing okay mana-wise there. It's just we didn't have anything to really be doing. I guess, if anything, maybe the extra Reacher. Possibly. And then we haven't even seen one of the Dawnhand Eulogists, which is crazy because we have 3 of them in the deck. I think we get rid of the Gnarlbark Elm. This thing is has been just instantly removed every time. It's so slow, it's 6 mana to even really do anything. So I think we'll take that out and then put in the Dawn's Light Archer and go like that. Alright, we're going against Q Liddy. Not going to say that how I want to say it. No green mana here sucks. So we are going to mulligan. Oh my god. Alright, we're forever punished. We're not going to go down to 5. The first hand was better. Are you kidding me? As soon as I get rid of a 3 mana black creature, I'm handed only black mana. Alright, we're seeing possible mirror matchup here. I am a coward, Hunter. I am. I will admit it. I'm a coward. Forest. We want to see a forest. We do not see a forest. So we are going to get rid of this boggart because we don't want them to surveil. It's probably the wrong choice because we're going to start taking 3 every turn, but what are you going to do when you can't put out creatures to block with? We just need a green mana and then we can start doing things. That would be really cool for us to have played. That's all I can say. We always had it. We always had it. Never didn't have it. No elves in the graveyard. We are going to... Do they have elves in the graveyard? No. We're going to block their loyalist. We couldn't take 7 that turn. I don't think it's going to matter too much, though. I think we're going to die. I think we're going to lose. I'm calling it now. Just so I can surprise myself, hopefully. Alright, we got a dork that has really good blocking power here. Oh god. I think we'll block the Dignitary. And unless we can have just an incredible draw on this next turn, it's a body, we can not do anything with. Why wouldn't it let me cast Aurora Awakener? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 5. Oh no, it's 6 mana. I can't count. There is no way out of this, I don't think. Unless they sacrifice something, maybe. Flash this out. We can block 3 things. No, because the Dunhanyo just has Menace. Yeah, no, they've got it. We'll block here, here, and here. Here. And we take 5 and we die. Oh, that was really rough. This is going to be the saddest draw of all time. Or draft. Saddest draft of all time. Oh, but I got an achievement. What was the achievement I got? Cast 250 L for Hydra spells. Okay. I don't know if we get anything off of that, but hey, we got an achievement. And that is worth nothing, I think. All right. We got punished for changing out the Gnarlbark Elm, so we'll add it back in and we'll take out the extra Dawnsight Archer. And it's either going to work for us or we're going to take a 1 win on this stupid draft. This is sadder than yours, Ian. I've won a singular game. Alright, we've got mana, we've got spells. I can't be too much of a complainer here. We got a 3-drop. If we could get this into the graveyard, we can get a 2-drop, which we could always just forgo a land. But we're not going to do that since we're on the draw. Oh, they took a mulligan, I think. Always a good sign, possibly. We'll see what we're going up against, though. Alright, we got a 2-drop, so that's pretty good. Play out a forest and pass to them. Yep, we got Cat Mommy out here. Cat Mommy Ishtola. Alright, so we're going up against Merfolk. Not great. Merfolk are slippery version of elves. We will keep this on top, I think. They can get flying, so having the reach here is actually pretty good here. I love the Chocobo. The Chocobo little dudes. You can't hear it, obviously, because I have sound off for Arena, but they make just the cutest sounds. Alright, and then I think we will... So they have a 2-2. We could have a 4-2 if we had put out this Brawler. Or we can have a 4-2 with Reach to blow up this Sky Swimmer. And then we can block something with the Informant. So I think we will just pass. Come on, opponent. We got other games to get to. We will block with the Informant, like I said, if we can. If they offer us a trade, we will. And we'll flash out this Reacher to kill their Sky Swimmer. Oh, come on. No. 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 Did Arena just break? No. Did Arena just crash? For real? Oh, please, please, no. I. This is my luck. This is exactly my luck. Arena has crashed. We'll see if it comes back. This is devastating. This is devastating for me. Well, it didn't matter too much either way, Ian, because Arena decided that we weren't going to continue this draft and instead take our losses. So I guess that was the ultimate punishment for trying to think that I could get a one-up on Merfolk. That is really, really unfortunate. All right, we're going to go ahead and see if maybe we can force quit Arena, come back into it, and see if maybe somehow the game is still up for us. Okay, we're still in the game. But we never were able to declare blockers. Okay. Isn't there supposed to be like a sorry emote? We will go ahead and play the Dawnhand Eulogist. Oh, that was all right. We got back into the game, luckily, but we lost some. We are now in my favorite arena map though, which is the Murders of Karlov Manor. I just like clicking on the weapons and seeing the different. Looks like they did get a one-up on us though by with the Sky Swimmer. They got a second one. Now they've got a Sun-Dappled Celebrant. We don't have removal for that, unfortunately, but we can go ahead and do another Dawnhand Eulogist. Get our life total back. We did just mill the Bloodline Bidding, which is unfortunate. And we can't swing into that Celebrant. We need to hopefully get a Bog Slither's Embrace to get rid of that. How many? Yeah, we milled one, so we still have two more, I believe. Yeah, I think we've got two more because we were running three. We still can't really attack into the Celebrant. So we're just going to keep up our blockers. We are going to take two in the air every turn, unfortunately, because we did lose our Reacher. But I think we can start to come back from that. If we get that Reaping Willow, we'll be pretty solid. We also could do with another color. All right. Do we Aurora Awakener for 2 Vivid? Or do we play out this 5-4? 5-4 is not too terrible. So I don't think we're going to get anything that we can double spell with the Aurora Awakener. So I think we're just going to do the Awakener. And we ramped a lot. We did some solid ramp there. Yep. We'll swing them with the Informant. Because they're not attacking into our ground sweeps. Thank you, opponent, for the block. Do I want the Mutable Explorer? No. because it doesn't really help us. The Mutavault doesn't actually help us at this rate of the game. It's better earlier on, I feel like. Let me know if I just made the worst decision possible by milling that. I think I did okay there, but who knows? Okay, this is actually pretty good. So we can put out the Prisma Basher. We're going to give the Aurora Awakener and one of the Dawnhid Eulogists +2. We're going to swing. An opponent scooped it up. Okay. That is the most surprising turn of events I could have anticipated there. We dealt with an arena crash, and we came back and we took a win. I think the customer. God, I'm still in work mode. I think the opponent had us dead to rights because we could not deal with this 9/9 or the 2/2 flyer. We had the 9/9, which is pretty good. They could have blocked the Eulogist, just chunked with 2 of their 1/1s. I guess it just leaves them open though. Yeah. Well, we took a win there, which I'm pretty happy about. Yeah, Greg, weird scoop. Very weird scoop, but yeah, we take those. We take those. Especially when we could have just taken the loss from the crash, but hey, we did. We came back. All right, so we got 2 wins, 2 losses. Let's see how game 5 does. Thassa's. I know you have your thoughts on blue, but Thassa's pretty good. This is a pretty good hand. Play out the forest. Ooh, I love this Paquette land suite they've got here. All right, we're going up against Goblins again, it looks like. We're going to play out the Informant and Surveil 1. What do we want to see? Reaping Willow is pretty good. We do need a 3rd black mana for it. We have a swamp in hand, so we still need an extra black mana, but this could come in handy eventually. It is a lifelinker, so that's pretty good. Play out the Eclipsed Boggart into the Boggart Mischief. Eventually, hopefully, we'll be able to take care of that. I think we will play out this Swamp and do the Vinebred Brawler. Swinging. Oh, this creature has to attack for the +2/+1. I see. That's where I kind of messed up on the last one. I thought I was able to trigger the +2/+1, but I guess not. All right, play out the forest into... we'll swing here. Let's see how blocks go. You're going to double block. So we will, because we want to keep the Brawler, we're just going to blight one of these. It is going to make us lose a life, gain them a life, but it's going to be better off in the long run. I think, at least. Whether or not that's true, we shall see. And we can get a 3rd black mana out, we're going to start gaining some of this life back and start out-gaining them, hopefully. They're red-black, so they'll have a decent amount of removal. Looks like they're thinking about their turn. What you got? Giants get double strike. Okay. Sure. I think, honestly, we're just going to play out this Grove Guide. I wonder if we... No, we actually should have just exiled there. Because we actually don't have a good attack here. I'll attack with the Informant. We could get a Surveil and see if we can get that 3rd black mana. No, but we are going to keep this Changeling on top because we definitely want that. We can get rid of this Boggart Mischief and take off their life gain. It's a common, or uncommon, so they could have more, but not super likely. I think when I drafted Goblins, I think I maybe got 2 or 3 possibly. Yeah, sure. You can kill our 5/4. That's okay. We will not block. We'll take 4. Sting the Slinger, pretty good card. We will do a Chomping Changeling, get rid of the Mischief, and then we are going to Boggart's Embrace. We're going to Blight 1. We're going to exile the Sting Slinger, I think. And then get in for 4. Start chipping in, getting their life total down. And we will just take 4 again, I think. Do we have a solid amount of elves in the... We have 2 elves in the graveyard? I guess we could have milled this and... So we're close to being able to cast the Bloodline Bidding. But we'll get a 2/2. And hold back. I think this is the last game we're going to play tonight on the stream, just because it's getting a little bit late. But I do appreciate everyone for tuning in. We'll see how this game goes, if we can pull out a win here. You're doing some pretty sweet things, I will say. I think we are going to... They don't have artifacts or enchantments here. But I think we will Bloodline Bidding just because we kind of have to see it. Should we attack first? Let's see if they... No, because they'll kill the Vinebred Brawler, and so we wouldn't be able to... Well, actually... Let's see what they block with here. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Oh, wait, what? Ah, fuck. I countered mana terribly. I threw this game. Unfortunate. I thought I had 7 and then a creature. Yeah, no, this is GG. But we were going to finish up anyways, so I'm not too terribly upset about it. It is sad that we only got 2 wins in the entire game, but I had fun being here with you guys, and I appreciate everyone for tuning in. Yeah, that's GG for the stream here. Well, I do again appreciate everyone for tuning in. Again, consider joining our Discord by going on to patreon.com/constantlists, where you can go ahead and join our Discord. You can support the channel, support our website, constant-list.com. URL is on the screen. You can also scan that QR code. That'll take you to the Patreon. Again, I appreciate everyone for tuning in. I had a fun time, even if I did take 3 losses. We did get 2 wins. So I am not too upset about that. We could always do with more. I honestly threw a couple of those games. I'm more surprised than anything that we came through on the disconnect, but hey, I am just glad that I was able to have some fun playing Magic. Again, thanks again. I'm going to go ahead and just stop it from there, and I hope you all have a great night, and we'll see you soon on the next stream this week. Peace out.